UI UX edition, AI edition for UI UX. Um, how come actually we can get the full potential of AI to enrich our design and get benefited. So today's discussion I'll be talking about few specific things. What is UI UX and the differences between them, which is actually the most important part for the designers. I feel because we have a bit confusion about that and how AI impacts our UI UX design world and how importance it is to be added in this world and some limitations with this UI and UX design for artificial intelligence and how what are the tools a UI UX designer should try to jump in this world and what are the tools they will be using and how much they cost. Those two things I'll be discussing over here and the current job market of UI UX designers. So let's jump in to this. My first topic is what is the difference between UI and UX. So few people might think why I have chosen this topic to be added on AI edition. Uh, to jump in more on UI UX, what I felt like as I have a very long experience with UI and UX, also the designers who work in UI UX. So if we don't to recognize those things individually properly, it becomes a more problem to work over there. And we'll be facing more problem with AI if we can't separate them out and we don't understand them properly. So, but to understand the UI UX, I have divided UI UX understanding into two parts by asking questions and by the work what we'll be doing. So if you want to create something, so what you will be creating, if you ask that what to make, the answer you will be getting actually the product, and that is the UI. What to make? The product is the UI, and what to achieve from that product or that thing, that is UX. So whatever the visual elements, visual looks will be there, that is UI, and the experience uh, that people will getting from that product, the experience exchange will be there, that is UX. How desirable that product we can make, that will be UI goal, and how credible or how trustable that product can be or will be, that will become the UX goal. And then UI focuses on tools mostly, and UX focuses on interactions, the psychology behind the experience and usability. So in real life world, we ask a designer or a client asks designers to create few things by these names. Like if someone asks you to create a product strategy, that is you expert. You will be creating a way how your goal can be achieved from that product. That strategy is the part of the UX thing. The research you'll be doing for that product is user research, is UX. The information architecture you will be building, that is also user experience part. Also, the testing and interaction building you'll be doing over there, that is also part of UX. So whenever someone asks these things or you will be doing these items, you can consider these works as UX. And if you are someone asked you or you are doing some color theory, you are doing some typography, you are designing some patterns and making some interactive animations for the users, visual interaction, those will be called as UI. And so why people gets confused? Because when they combine both, actually they are very much interrelated to each other. That's why people might sometimes get confused. What is UI and UX? Sometimes most of the people say, I'm doing UI UX, but they don't know what is UI and what is UX. But combining them, they get the empathy, the collaboration, the design thinking, and the way, the prototype, how it interacts with the people. So I have given some real life example with some icons, so people just understand what is UI and what is UX. Interaction design, workflow prototype, information architecture, user research, and the scenarios. Those are UX, visual design, colors, whatever a graphic design used for banner, logos, poster, anything related to this kind of thing. These are UI designs. The layouts we do for websites and applications, those are also called UI design, and the typography. So let's jump to our main part, how AI impacts the UX and UI design and importance of its addition. So let's know the few things first. What is the most important fact of a UX designer or UX industry? How a UX designer becomes a good UX designer or UI designer than the other one? That's how we can get to a conclusion that if what our goals are that can be achieved from the AI tools, then I'd say it's a good addition, and if not, then it's a waste of time. So what is the main factors of UI and UX betters is the experience, the knowledge that you have gained from your past experience, the accessibility that people uses. So if you have all these data, all these informations with you, and you are implementing those data in your design, then I would say you're a very good designer. And if in your design this information is missing, some accessibility is missing, then we would say that is not up to the mark UI UX design of that product. So how AI can affect the UI UX industry? Uh, I have written some specific points over here, like personalization. How AI can personalize a person, and what is personalization? Personalization means the specific data of a user, that what do you like, what do you eat, how you are liking it, what are the things you are liking. Those data are your personal data, personal preferences. So if a designer knows what your personalization categories are, then definitely that designer will be able to design a very good design. So with these AI tools, we can personalize those data from a user, and we can use those data to build a better design. So data-driven design, what we can do, as I have mentioned earlier, data is the most important factor in this world. So if you have the data, like if you are designing a product for a certain group of people, let's call them as an adult group of the people you are doing the design. But in the real world, there are lots of adults are there, children are there, and old people are there. So if you have the data, what kind of people likes what kind of thing, then you will get a proper idea, you will get the proper data, that what kind of colors, what kind of items, what kind of features you have to include on your design. And those data we have to collect from the real world, some blogs and other stuff. But nowadays what you can do, you can ask you know AI to get those data for you, and they get these data for you to build the proper design. uh, you know as uh, this predictive analysis, how the predictive analysis works actually. If you have the data of my present, my past, then you know the pattern, how actually it goes. So based on users, if you know, I know the history, the whole world, how people are liking things, how designs are trending, how long designs are trending, then I'll have a proper, predictions that in next 2 months, next 1 year, next 2 years, what would be the trending thing and what color will trend, what design will trend, what kind of design will trend. Those things I can predict, we can predict and do our designs. And we can do some automations with AI. I'll be showing you a few things later on, how do some we can do some automations on AI, and how we are getting a lot of thing auto build from those tools. So, voice user interfaces, now we have seen a lot of things can be built totally from our voice interactions. Like if you ask your personal, bot or something to do something, few things, set a calendar for you, anything, that can be done over here. And those most of the items are related to AI, artificial intelligence. That artificial intelligence actually identifying your preference, from your voice, and also they are with you for a long time. They know what you are liking, what you'll be doing, what you'll be eating, and what you have eaten for last these days. So based on this, they can recommend you the things that you'll be liking more, rather than that you haven't seen or eaten things before. These are the similar things, facial recognition and biometrics. Those areas also we are going, decades ahead than before with AI. Now AI can identify the people based on any images of that person. Also, some specific features of that person we can identify with this facial, biometrics as well. And the main attraction for AI is accessibility, but I would say, from my experience, I would say, uh, because the wicked rules what we do for user design, um, the accessibility guidelines for US and the whole world, what do we follow? There are 73 rules are there, and every rules categorized what the grade that your website or app will get based on those accessibility availability that people are experiencing. But those are based on numbers and data. Like if your contrast of a color, uh, uh, for as a font and the background, if those doesn't meet the proper percentage difference, you will get a very poor number, because people don't have every accessibility capabilities with each other. Like people can see lots of shades of colors, and some people can see only a few shades of colors. So we have to build a product that everybody can access, so the accessibility is much higher. So how a designer do the accessibility design, or design based on the accessibility rules with the UX, based on the experience and the rules they have known for decades. But nowadays, what we can do with AI, that actually AI knows all the accessibility rules for us. And if you ask the AI to do those things for you, behalf of you, actually that AI actually doing those things behalf of you. So I'd say it's a golden opportunity for the new designers who are in this market nowadays. They can go ahead than 10 years experienced designers within 2 years. So if they go with the right direction, right path with AI, they can achieve and success the same amount of the success that a 10 years experienced designer had. So this is a very big opportunity for the new designers. And some new things, common things that everybody knows, that generative design, like Mid Journey and some other, OpenAI, some other stuff, they are doing generative design. Even Firefly and Photoshop, they have done a few things. They are doing the same thing. So this is the new era of generative design. So I would say not only for the images, for everything, from flowchart to design a uh, home, everything can be generated with AI, with generative design tools. So even they can identify your emotions. So based on your emotions, actually they can give you the proper recommendations for things like songs and other stuff as well. So to they track your behaviors, and that's how the impacts uh, you know uh, it, as I have mentioned, they have the knowledge of all the accessibility guidelines. That's how they can fix those usability issues over there. They can simplify the user interfaces based on uh, the people's percentage and need. Sometimes, as a human being, what we do, if I give you 10 tasks and later on I ask you to do two tasks from those within less time, people get confused because they feel like, how to prioritize those items. Sometimes they get biased based on their emotions. But as will be, creating products for the users or some, other people. So it's more important than the emotions that we work on data. So if the data saying that people will be liking more the pink, not the blue, but your preference is blue, then what color you will be choosing? The data will be saying you should be going with the blue, pink. You pick because over there you will get more success, more sales from there. It enriches our creativity. How it enriches our creativity? Previously we could have think a lot of things, but in the real world it was not possible to design those items because the complexity of the tools, the limitations of the tools, also lack of knowledge of those tools were in between our creativity and our desire. But now we have a bridge called AI. With those, whatever you imagine, if you can describe those properly with the AI tools, those ideas can be generated within a few minutes. So that's how we can increase our efficiency, productivity, and creativity. So I would say actually AI is impacting a lot in our daily life. So AI addition is a must, but we have to be aware of the limitations that AI is doing. Even uh, a lot of people are very afraid of the AI. I feel how it goes beyond the line, it creates the thing. Uh, but I'd say we have to embrace it. There is no other way. Uh, but we have to be aware of the limitations those AIs are and be cautious. We cannot trust them blindly, and we have to be aware every moment when we are working with AI. It makes mistakes. It do false designs, but we have to be in that place of a supervisor who takes care of the employees who are working for you. So you will be taking that role. So AI will be the employee who will be creating everything for you, doing the task for you, but the quality, the product, uh, up to is it up to the mark or not? It has to be go through you, each and every part of it. So you have to be aware that it makes mistakes in analyzing the data, and sometimes the bigger problem is that it's sometimes a biased algorithm. It can divert people in a way, in a direction that people might not be going. But with the biased algorithm, we can redirect people what they'll be choosing. Like you have gone to a super shop to buy a jug for you, but AI can influence you in a way that instead of buying a jug, you might bought a mug for you. So if you understands those things, then it will not be a problem for you. You will be controlling the AI and the biasness. So be aware of it, that whatever you want to achieve, don't get biased or influenced so soon. But be aware, because there are lots of hidden processes inside AI tools, and as it's the very early age and it's growing very rapidly, so these scams and everything will be in this stage at the first moment, will be in a very big large portion. And as AI is sometimes it can be biased, it has hidden process. Also, it doesn't have the empathy or ethical knowledge that human being do. So whenever you are designing something or doing something, and be aware of the society, that is it ethical consideration you are taking, is it ethical, or is it empathiful for the users or not. Otherwise we might do something that people are liking, but that is not good for the society. That will bring bad results in the future. So let me give you an insight of the latest AI tools. Actually, I'd say some popular AI tools, and how you can get those access, and what are the tools we'll be getting. So the first tool I have mentioned is Framer. Framer is a web development tool, like Figma. But besides Figma, what actually it can do, if you give Framer some instruction to create a wireframe for you, AI can create the wireframe for you, and you will have the free basics. But it has some limitations than Figma. I'll be comparing most of the tools with Figma, because as UI designer, UX designer, Figma is the highest used tools in this in this century, and 90% users actually use Figma nowadays. So with the Framer, actually you will get almost similar experience as Figma, but you will get some more from there, like parallax effects. Uh, you can get from Framer as well, and they have some AI, uh, additions they have added. Uh, in Figma, now you don't have those AI, features directly. It has some logical behaviors. It will not create anything that is wrong, so everything you have to do from scratch, but it will help you a lot. So Wizard is a design and idea generating tool. Over here, what you do is it's a free tool. From here you can generate ideas also. uh Let me show some ideas of what it can do. Also it gives you some heat maps, and the identifications tools, that whenever you are generating something, it gives you the full details whatever you are creating. Also, is it what kind of theme you want to create, and it's give all layer by layer items whenever you're creating, and it can be done collaboratively, like your team and you both can work at the same time to do those designs. I'll not go more about ChatGPT. Everyone knows about it. With ChatGPT, you can get free version with the content tool, and I have achieved a lots of um, benefits from ChatGPT because before what I was doing, I was giving a lorem ipsum content for my clients. But nowadays, if I have some time and the client is tricky and very choosy, then what I do, I generate the content for them and use it based on their needs. So if they don't sometimes don't like the design properly, but as it's related to their field, it's related to their product, and it fits the interest, they like it. So I say it's a very good trick for any designer to give the proper content based on the designer's, client's need. So they like it very much and they can relate it to the real world or what they're expecting. So Japper is a brand focused content creation optimization tool that is, that can actually, I would say, create your full brand based on whatever color, what font you are choosing, and it gives you a very good idea, how to create those colorization and content for you. It helps give you, getting generating contents. So whenever you are designing some UX for any website or anything, this AI assistant can help you organizing and idea generating all those contents what you are even not thinking before. So Fontify is a tool that even from image it can generate HTML. So whoever UX designers they want to work with HTML, they can use it. Also, even sometimes they don't have the soft copy of the design. From the image, they can build it. Chroma is a color palette generation tool. With it, actually, they can generate the color as well as the fonts and everything, how it might look on the design. They can check it on real time with this tool. Visualize is a user testing tool. Actually, it gives a proper idea for the UX designer. This is a UX tool. Whenever you are creating the prototype, and you can share it with the users based on the uses of the the uh, the design. You can identify what is the focus point was there, where people were giving the taps, where people were clicking. That's how you do know what are the most important thing to build. Also sometimes it doesn't mean that people sometimes people have a very good very bad experience, or I'd say knowing about the heat mapping. They sometimes feel that whenever people is clicking is tracked. It's not something like that. Where people is pausing while they're scrolling, if they are paused based on the personalized what is called the layouts of your screen, it knows where you are focusing, where you are looking over there. So it also knows even if you are not clicking anywhere from the uses of the website or app. So it gives you an idea for you where you need to put that information that people will be buying more. Where you need to put those, where you need to focus that people will subscribe or buy your product. In which position, left or right, top or bottom, where. So everything has to be the experience you can control from here. with this AI tool, it's not only giving you the idea after using, even before using the tool, it can give you an idea, you know, to, where people might be liking it. So that's actually very powerful tool, I'd say. Attention insight is a user testing tool. The similar way that, okay, that's what I just mentioned. And the smart one, it's also creates user personas, but sadly it's paid. You cannot use it for free. But actually, it has a very rich data of users, and it knows that based on the data, what kind of people can like what, and they create the personas for you. So as a designer, we have to create some personas where while we create a website or any product. So if you use this tool actually without getting the actual, personas from the users, you can use this tool, you will get almost a closer result from there. This Copy AI is a UX product writing tool. Uh, Mostly, actually, we are, I would say, doing this job for the content writer, as nowadays content writing is very important for the UX part of the design, because when you are saying something based on the content, actually it impacts the sale, impacts the users, impact empathy, emotions from the user. So it helps it a lot, and it's a free tool for the basics actually. So Brainpool is automatic designer workflows tools. It is also similar as Figma, but it has a very enriched library from where you can drag and drop and create the designs. Adobe Sensei is also a similar kind of branding tool. From here, there actually you can create brandings based on your branding. It suggests you what to be created, what are the items to be added, and how to add those things, what to be added. So it's actually a personal assistance for branding. Sketch to React, that is also a tool that completely interactive for website, but it's mainly for sketch actually. Canva is a very popular design tool. Previously, people were using a lot. Actually, it was very popular for pre-made content or templates over there. But now they have started with AI, and they are doing very good with this industry. And I'd say you should try it out. And I actually like this Jira AI. This is a new tool, but it's a, I'd say, too much what a AI possibility can do possibly. That actually is showing. Let me show you some videos. You will be, what it can be done with AI. Let me show you. So let's consider you are designing a image like this, but you are asking it to design similar thing with AI with whatever variations, whatever method you want to do, it can design it for you, and you can use it directly from here. If you have something that a math or plan you have just sketched, just click a image from there and just ask it to do a mind map for this, describe this, and from there it will be creating the mind map for you, that is editable. Even from any image, if you ask it to, make it describable or make it similar items, how it would look after 2 years, if it was in some different scenarios, how might it look, it can give you the idea. Even for creating prototype, portfolios, like, what we do sometimes with our products, we want to create some uh, portfolios for us, but with it takes time, it takes energy to create portfolios. good portfolios. Also, it takes you know a lot of knowledge to get a proper portfolio. But with this AI tool, you can just select the frame and ask it to create a portfolio page for you, portfolio image for you. It can create a very good rebel shot for you. I'm not talking about this Jedi only. There are lots of thousands of AI tools nowadays that can be used for creating good portfolios. Even in this plan, if you have plan, if you want to summarize few things, as we are doing nowadays for even Zoom, what discussions we are doing with the client, it can summarize those things. So if you want to generate something, if you just see over here, it just said to create a wireframe. So from there, it created a wireframe. You are just giving us some idea and wanted to make wireframe. It created the wireframe. And from there, if you want to ask it to convert it to HTML, it creates the HTML for you. So just imagine where we are heading, then the possibility what we are doing. So if I just show you one more uh, idea about it, just see. You are just describing anything. A mind map session. When you are creating the storyboard, when you are generating the ideas. I'm always saying, be remember that it will not be perfect, but it will be very closer to your expectations. Then you edit it. That has to be done from your side. You have to monitor every step. But what is the basic structure you were doing with last 4 hours, like 1 day, 3 days of spending time, that can be eliminated directly if you use these AI tools. And these AI additions will help you a lot to do get those to get that extra mile. So let's talk about the job market that people are predicting nowadays, that what people will be doing and what have they done for this job market. So it is, you can see in COVID-19, after COVID, the job market was very high. It was almost 296% higher than the actual growth people were seeing, but it's decreasing nowadays. But still, it says the growth till 2028, the UI/UX designer will be stable, and we will have a good potential over here. But in my personal experience, I would say that it will not be the same as the thing what you were doing for the client for 100 hours. Let's consider you were doing a work for a client, it was taking 100 hours, but now you will be doing the same work for that client within 30 years or 50 years. So 50 hours is reduced. So probably you are getting some extra benefit from here, but now to meet 100 hours of work for you, you will need two clients, not one. So client numbers you need to increase. Client numbers is increasing, but the hours is decreasing, so work will be less. So who will actually get these jobs? Who can do the work in a shorter time? Who can do the job in a better way? Who can do the job accurately? And who can do the work that looks desirable, look credible? So to achieve those areas, AI is a must tool for every designer in this world. Uh, so if it doesn't matter, to wrap it up, I would say it doesn't matter what was your previous experience with AI, or what do you feel about AI, that it will take everyone's job, or it's actually helping us. To me, I would say it's a great tool for me. Actually, it's helping me a lot to do more, to know more. Previously, what I was learning for last 4 5 years, now those things I can learn within few months with these AI tools. So the quality of my work is increasing. The knowledge I had, it's increasing. The creativity I had, it's also increasing because I'm seeing a lot of new designers doing a extraordinary design, and by looking at them, I'm also doing some great things. So increasing my productivity, creativity, and everything. But uh, the limitations we have to keep in our mind, and that we cannot trust AI blindly. It has to be supervised closely. It has to be uh, uh, you know ethically we have to implement those, because otherwise the power of it actually it can be very bad, like a nuclear. You can get energy, unlimited energy from nuclear, but also if you make a bomb with it, it can destroy the entire nation. So this AI also the similar thing. So now you have the power of this AI that is extremely powerful. So now how you will be use it, that's up to you, or you will not use it, that's up to you. But the world gonna change and everyone's gonna adapt AI, and without adapting it, we might fall behind.